Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-December 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Saggies in mid-December, their birthday season still at the time of this filming? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in mid-December. What's the vibe? And while I get this card out, I just want to once again wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you. Whether it's already passed, whether you're right here on the tail end of Saggy season, really hope you have a great one and an awesome year ahead. But let's get this card out for you. There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, haven't seen this guy in a while. All right, we got the little Red Riding Hood. We got the wolf. Don't get freaked out about it. I know sometimes people see that image and they're like, whoa, okay, what's going on there, Kyle? To me, this could also just represent focus. But before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we got the big bad wolf in the background. We got little Red Riding Hood all in the woods. She's on her little journey. So of course, when we see something like this, it's like, all right, there might be something that Spirit wants you to be cautious about, or something that you might need to be aware of. We're not going to ring the alarm right now and, go full nervous mode on this card. Sure, could this be you under someone's microscope? Sure. Maybe you've got someone or a situation under yours. It's like, I'm going to keep an eye on this. For some of you, that could even be advice from Spirit, where it's like, okay, keep a very close eye on it, Saggy. So again, I don't feel like there's a lot of impending action. I don't think there's anything to be nervous about here, but it's like, all right, just watch it and focus on it. Now again, could this be someone's energy towards you? Sure. Could it be your energy towards someone else? Yeah, it could be both. But I'm not getting like a huge alarm from it just yet. Now, if we start seeing cards in the main part of the spread, like the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords and like all that kind of sly stuff, then yeah, maybe we'll recircle on this idea. But for now, it's about focused intent, and there's a lot of observation. So we're just going to let them chill over there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Saggy. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was simply titled A Big Ending. Makes sense when you're about to start a whole new birthday year and a new year in general. But for a lot of you, there could be various things, various cycles that are finally coming to a close. Now, not every ending's a bad one. Not every completion is a bad one. But to me, it did feel like now is the time for a lot of Saggies where things could be completing, cycles could be kicking over into the next one, which I guess depending on your awareness, depending on your point of view, that could be a good thing or not. Depends. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Saggy. What do we got for our good friends in the back end of their birthday season? Thank you. Okay. So we got the Page of Swords, the Watcher of the Tarot deck. There is something here about observation or keeping a close eye on something. Now we have to incorporate that. And I'm not going to go too far into the weeds yet. But like when we go from the Red Riding Hood and the Wolf to the Page of Swords, the Watcher of the Tarot deck, it's like, all right, what does Spirit want you to keep an eye on? Or who's got an eye on you? Let's get a couple more. Yep. Okay. We got one of your power cards. We got the King of Wands. That's another card of focused intent, where it's like, yeah, this is going to be an intriguing one because normally your readings don't show up this way, if that makes sense. Let's get one more. Cute. And hidden energy. And I got this in the Leo reading as well. We got the beautiful High Priestess right here on the back end. So we have a bit of a puzzle to look at here this week, my beautiful Saggy friends. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, let's talk elements. That's always important. It tells us how the energy is moving or the different areas of life that could be in play. And similar to the Leo reading, you have a lot of mixture in your elements, which I always think is a good thing. If we're too much lopsided one way or another with elements, that's when energy could get a little intense, a little funky. But we got three different ones. We got air, fire, and water. Lots of internal energy here. But starting off in the front with the air, that's very logical, pragmatic, smart, intelligent, sharp as a whip when we have air energy. That's a big element of communication and ideas and thoughts. So I like it. There's a lot of mental activity with it, but there's also expression about it. The only downside with air energy sometimes it could be fleeting and it could be rather cold. So I'm not sure if there's something or someone where you're feeling very short about it or there's a coldness. I mean, in the middle we have fire, so we have the fire air combination happening. Your power element. Um, I love fire, especially in a fire signs reading. Now, that's the realm of action. So, the actions we take, the actions other people take. It's our internal combustion system. So, I always say it ties into energy levels, motivations. So, I like the red hot burning energy that it has. But the downside to fire, which I'm sure a lot of you guys already know, is the unpredictability. It could be a little volatile, it could be a little explosive, especially right next to the air. So, we want to keep a close eye. We got multiple individuals here and they don't just have to represent you and another person. We want to look at it. On the back end, we have water. So the realm of feelings, emotions, partnerships, love, creativity, expression. So we like water. It's usually pretty good, but it can always be flowing. It can always be moving, right? That's the thing I always say is the downside with water. It's not very tangible. It's a little slippery. So we want to keep a close eye, but let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with the Page of Swords. Now, as mentioned, when he popped out, I was like, oh, okay, there's a theme already starting to emerge, and that's true. But let's talk about some other things with the Page of Swords. All pages are good, fresh, new energy. So whether it's perspective, there's a youthfulness to it, there's a nice vibe. But all pages are students and messengers. So it could be about learning new things, new information, or it could be a message, talk, or conversation of some sort. This page, out of all the pages, is the most defensive one. The Page of Swords, you see him there. He's got his sword up and he's watching. He's on guard. So I'm not sure if there is someone or something that you're being very cautious with, that you're a little defensive of. This page, it's like it's willing to talk, but he's going to keep a very close eye on something. And that's why he's called the Watcher of the Tarot deck. So throughout the reading, we're going to see, is there something you need to keep an eye on? Is there someone keeping an eye on you? Are you under the microscope? When he shows up, especially with that first oracle card, there's something. Either you're not quite seeing it, or you need to pay very close attention to it. The downside with this Page of Swords, sometimes it can be very standoffish or a little too skeptical. So we do want to keep a close eye. And again, air sign energy, it could be a Libra, could be an Aquarius, could be a Gemini, but we're just going to let him chill out right here and he could keep observing whatever the heck he's observing. Now, moving to the middle, we got one of your power cards, the King of Wands. Now, remember, it's not gender specific. This could just be an energy you're stepping into or an energy that you're embodying in this time. And I always say when it comes to kings, they represent control of their suit. So all the stuff I was saying about the fire, the actions that we take, our passions, our drives, the King of Wands is focusing where we put it. So are we putting all of our energy in the right place? Are we wasting our energy on things? These are questions that the King of Wands asks us to really think about. Now, I generally like this card. It's very outgoing, entrepreneurial, especially in a fire sign reading. It's like I'm claiming a sense of power and control and ownership over something, which is really good. But the downside to him, he could be a little flighty, right? Like this is an energy where it's like, I'm putting my energy here. Never mind, I'm putting it here. Never mind, I'm going to put it over here now. So like it could be a little scattered with its intentions and attention. So it's something we want to look at, and obviously the explosive nature of the card. Now moving to the back end, and we got all that going on here, and this could be other people. Remember, it doesn't have to be representing you, these core cards. We got the beautiful High Priestess. Love her. She's a much more softer, subtle energy, where these ones are strong in their own rights. She's quiet, she's laid back, she's in the cut. She is the matron of psychics, intuitives, and tarot readers, so your energetic sensitivity could be heightened in this time when she shows up more so than normal. So I like her for that. You might be feeling certain things in your gut where it's like, my gut's telling me something. I feel something. Even if I can't explain it, my gut's trying to tell me something. So whether Spirit's asking you to follow your gut or just pay attention to those feelings, that could be it with her. But with the High Priestess, she has a lot of information with that little book, the Bible that she has on her lap, but she doesn't speak much, and that is her downside. It's not necessarily bad, but there's a lot of mysterious energy in the High Priestess. So could it be unexpected things, surprising things? Absolutely. Situations, we'll just have to see what's up. But in her darkest sense, if it's not ignoring one's own intuition, the High Priestess could represent secrecy, purposely keeping something hidden. So we do want to look at her much closer. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Saji. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here, my friends. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. It's going on that page. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saji, could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get this Page of Swords. What is happening? My Saji friends, please. Thank you. It's a hyper-aware type of energy, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. So we have the Four of Wands, the 1111 card in reverse underneath it. Um, there is something here hitting someone's intuition. It's like, oh, I feel something. I feel something's coming. I feel something's changing. Even if I don't know what it is, it's like I feel it. I have a sixth sense about something. When I see the Four of Wands, I always think of, first and foremost, signs, synchronicities, omens, a lot of spiritual experience. But that's not only it. Like when I see the Page of Swords with the Four of Wands in reverse, it's somebody analyzing something, looking for any inconsistencies. So again, for some of you, that could be Spirit saying, all right, Saji, look at what you're dealing with, look for any differences or inconsistencies, and then go from there. Or, as I've mentioned multiple times, you might be more of an attention getter than you normally are. You might have a lot more eyes on you than you normally do, even if you're not very comfortable with that. So keep that in mind, whether it's like personal relationships or even work things. When I see the Page of Swords with the Four of Wands in reverse, it's like I have someone watching for inconsistencies, or they're just looking for little details. Like it feels very, I don't want to say monotonous, but it is extremely detail oriented. So again, for some of you, that's advice. For some of you, it's happening to you. There's a lot of watching and observation going on. So whether it's going one way or another, it's just here. So we're going to keep going. Yeah, it's looking at everything. It's looking for anything. Very sensitive to change, this energy on the front. Very, very sensitive to it and aware. Let's go in on the King of Wands. Now, I really want to get to the High Priestess as well, because there's like this spiritual element to it as well. Let's see what the King has. Let's see what the King has for Saji this week. Thank you. Holding back. Okay. So when I see an energy that's either purposefully or that is purposefully holding back, that can be a good thing, but at the same time, it does speak to me of urges in this time as well. So again, I'm a fire sign myself. I know how it is. Sometimes we need to shake things up. Sometimes we get a little bored. So just watch out for cabin fever, feeling bored, feeling like you're watching paint dry. Because when I see the King of Wands with the Knight of Wands in reverse, it's like I want to do something. I really want to do it, but I can't for whatever reason. So it's like somebody that wants to make a move or take an action or do something, but they're not allowing themselves to do it. So for some of you, that's a great thing. If you're practicing restraint and it's for something that serves you in a positive manner, beautiful. If you're fighting urges, awesome. But for some of you, you need to be a little, I don't want to say calmer with yourself, but there could be certain restrictions I'm feeling here that could be loosened up a little bit. That's just how it feels. So take from it what you will. When I see the King of Wands with the Knight of Wands in reverse, it's like, all right, it's not going to go as wild as you might think. You might be able to loosen up a little bit and bring some restrictions down. That's how. And again, if I was seeing something here was like, no, be very cautious, keep all your guards up, do this, do that, do that. I'm not getting that here. Where it's like, be aware, keep an eye on things, but you don't have to Like you could let loose a little bit. That's the big vibe. A lot of restriction. There's a lot of energy that's holding itself back. So don't be hard on yourself in this time either. That's another thing. If you're the type of person where you're kind of a perfectionist or you hold yourself to a certain standard, I could easily see this energy in the center really holding itself accountable into a very high standard. So be kind to yourself. Let's keep going. Let's see what the high priestess has. A lot of reserved holding back in the center. So why is she here? And it's been purposefully done. And I don't think it needs to be to the level it is. That's kind of the vibe. Okay. All right. This actually feels really nice. So we have the Six of Pentacles in the upright underneath this high priestess, and I was very cautious about her. Um, it is one of my cards that I do link to gift giving. 'Tis the season, right? I usually see it in people's birthday seasons as well. So, like when I see the High Priestess, the secrecy, the hidden with the Six of Pentacles, it's like, all right, well, you might be getting a gift, whether your birthday or Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. You might be getting a gift that you're not expecting to receive, which I think is good. Now, the reason I like this energy on the back end is that I feel like it has good intentions. Now, if you're dealing with a certain person where they have good intentions, but they messed it up somehow, I mean, wires get crossed like that sometimes. I like it when people have good intentions, even if they mess up, right? Because it's like, all right, well, at least the intentions were good, even though the result wasn't. But the Six of Pentacles to me is very open, very giving. It's an action oriented sign. It is also karmic, and it's opening up. So, like with what we saw here in the front, the very cautious, watching everything on guard, then the energy starting to get a little more lax. Then this energy right here on the back with the High Priestess and the Six of Pentacles, either it's a surprising change in a situation where it goes from clamped down to fully open. So for some of you, it could be a surprising, unexpected, or big change of some sort, because we do see this shift from front to back. There's something here about a gift too. So I'm not sure if you're trying to surprise somebody or if someone's going to surprise you. That like there's a wanting to do it. That's for sure. It's like I want to surprise this person. I think it's a good thing though. I think if this is energy changing, it's changing in a positive direction, and you could calm it down for some reason. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. We have a lot of stuff here this week, Saji. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, Page of Swords with the Four of Wands. There was a lot of observation. Someone being very closely monitored or looking for minor changes in things or people or behaviors. So whether that's what you're doing, watching something or someone, or maybe someone's observing you. I did also say for a lot of Saggies, you might be more of an attention getter than you normally are. So there's a certain magnetism here. So someone could just be keeping an eye. Moving to the middle, we have the King of Wands with the Knight of Wands in reverse. Someone being very strict with themselves. Somebody like really holding back, building their own walls, saying, no, I can't do that. I can't feel this. I won't do that. They're doing a lot of self imposing restrictions. I do feel like for some of you, this energy could be loosened up a little bit, where you should be kind to yourself and understanding. The only downside I'm seeing here with all this resistance is if you're feeling very bored. If you feel like you're climbing the walls and you have cabin fever, then this energy could turn into some spontaneous action. Moving to the back end, we have the High Priestess with the Six of Pentacles in the upright. This did feel like a surprise gift of some kind. I know that's hyper specific. We're not doing a personal reading here. So I'm not sure if someone's wanting to surprise you or you're wanting to surprise somebody else. But if we're not looking at that, we look big picture at how the energy is somewhat clamped to opening up. So it could be a surprising change or shift of energy here. So I think it's good. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. Let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got? Cool. Page of Wands. So more of this page energy. So it's funny, the Page of Wands is like the mixture of all these cards. So I like it. Now, again, the Page of Wands is one of your power cards. So I like it for ideas and, eureka moments, aha moments where I'm connecting the dots out of the blue. That's the positive of having the Page of Wands in the shadows. But the shadow side of this Page of Wands is either one, someone that acts before they think. So watch out for the spontaneity in this time, the urges, like we were seeing within the reading itself. I mean, but you can be a little lax in it. So it's all about finding that balance. A big thing with the Page of Wands is that it's not as wise as this King, where the King can like ration out and compartmentalize its focus and its action. The Page of Wands sometimes can't, where it could hyper focus on one thing, or it could overdo it in one area and completely tap itself out. So that's a really important theme that's showing up this week, Saji. So just watch out for the spontaneity and also not burning yourself out. But we're going to let him chill right there. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The December subscriber surprise. If you would like further clarification on your situation, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My December schedule is live right now, and the spots go quick, so go check it out, see what's available if you want to have a chat with me. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks for all skill levels, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you resonate with most? When you see it in a reading, it's like, yeah, that's me. Put your answer in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.